What's up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm joined with the white-shirted
Gershwan.
And today we're back to answer your questions in another episode of For the Greater
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what Old Boy Sane 240 did. He says, 30,000th try. What hybrid of armies and technologies in the lore would be best if they teamed up? Which would be the worst? So what would be the best and the worst team-ups?
Just right out of the top of my head, I feel like Necron and Orcs would be horrible because you'd have an unending supply of reconstructing just aggressive robots.
Yeah, that is true. But you don't think that would be... Don't you think they're kind of the same thing, though? Because, like, the Necrons kind of just build themselves, too, right? Or Necrodermis is not infinite, right?
No.
Oh, so then it would be devastating. So, like, instead of releasing spores that grow into greenskins, it's releasing spores that grow into Necrodermis warriors. That would be pretty devastating. So would that be the best or the worst, then? Like, worst for the galaxy, best for, like, itself, right?
I think the worst for the galaxy, because you'll have, like, an unending tide of orcs, but that just rebuild themselves.
Yeah. That would be pretty crazy. I think the worst... I think the one that wouldn't do very well would be Tyranids and just humans. Because it's like... There's nothing that a apex predator like a Tyranid can benefit from absorbing humans. Other than just food.
Yeah.
It's like eating kale. It doesn't matter. It's not steak. Yeah. I also think the team up of the Tau and the Orcs would be really good because the Orcs would be a caste all in their own, and of course the Tau would weaponize them, and they would fulfill the same role that the old ones had envisioned for the Orcs, an army dedicated for destruction, and to top it off, organized. Because if they're all organized and they're all pointed towards a certain enemy, you know that the Orcs would take over.
Yeah, if Orcs became organized, then yeah, it's over.
It's over.
But I feel like it'd be pretty cool if you combined Chaos and Tyranids. So you could have like Khorne Tyranids, Nurgle Tyranids, Slaaneshi Tyranids.
Yeah. Good question, though.
Yeah.
Next question.
Francis Kelly, who do you think is the toughest Imperial Guard regiment? So first of all, they're called Astra Militarum now.
Yeah.
But nobody calls them that. Imperial Guard regiment, I think the toughest would either be the Catachans or the, what's the ones that were in Cadia? The Cadian Guard.
Cadian Guard.
Because the planet broke before they did.
Yeah, I would say the Catachans because they're constantly at war. Check out our 40 facts on the daily life on Catachan, and you'll learn how devastating Catachan really is.
Think of Rambo times 1,000 plus some steroids.
With plants that go up your butt and mimic, or that basically control you like a puppet.
Yeah. I like the first part, but not the second part.
Speaking about going up the butt, Dylan Reese says, is homosexuality allowed in the Imperium?
I think as long as you're paying your tithes and you're doing what your Imperial Governor wants you to do, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Mm-hmm. It's 2018.
Yeah, well, it's 40K. I'm pretty sure Slaanesh and like Slaaneshi cults will arise no matter what type of sexual activity is going on. So,
yeah,
I mean, you can have chaos cults on a planet, and as long as the planetary governor doesn't say anything, like he'll just keep it going. Like pleasure worlds, like that's pretty much one big orgy sometimes.
Kinda, yeah.
Or it's like a really big Wisconsin Dells or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but every time I hear of pleasure worlds, I always think of like water slides and like beaches.
I think of beaches and I think of like the rainforest.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And like people painting.
You have Fulgrim right there.
Yeah, just painting. Good question though. Next one. Do you have one?
Ooh, this one's by Michael Howell. Haven't heard from him in a while. How? Oh. What has Be'lakor been doing in the lore while Guilliman is alive? Does he have the same lore as old fantasy Warhammer? So Be'lakor is, I believe he is the original Demon Prince. He's a Demon Prince of Undivided, but he's blessed by all four of the Chaos Gods. So he's really old. He likes to kind of go into human civilizations and have them pray to him as a god, and by doing so, he can kind of lead them into whatever he wants them to do. So he kind of uses them as his pawns, and like there's been Imperial scholars that have seen Be'lakor as like the deity for many different civilizations. So he's got some big plans, but what he's trying to do, I don't think they've actually talked about that, but as far as I know, I don't think he's in the current lore.
He's just taking a nap. Maybe he was banished into the warp and hasn't come back. Next question comes from I Am So Bored. If the Imperium took a Necron and made Space Marine armor out of it, how strong would it be?
Pretty tough.
And that is what Ferrus Manus did to his hands.
Yeah.
They would have to find a way, though, to make it so that... Because the necrodermis itself is alive. Necrodermis is made up of, like, mini scarabs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So think of your body, because you're a multicellular organism. So it's that same thing, but with armor. So it's a multicellular organism on top of a multicellular organism.
Mind blown. It'd also be pretty cool if they adapted the use of the mini scarabs. So instead of just repair itself, to become like weapons and stuff, like Iron Man's armor in Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
How he could just like make his armor like become a scythe or like move it to other body parts to kind of protect himself from impact.
Yep.
That'd be pretty boss.
But it's like legit technology, not like the Silver Surfer where it's just like looks like plasma.
Or the symbiote.
Yeah, right. Next question. You have one? Because I have one from Araman Bell. First post. Who is the strongest named character that us not human?
That is not human.
That is not human. That's
so. First of all, this is his first post ever, and we're reading it. So sucks for you guys who said you've been commenting 40,000 times.
Yeah, you guys.
You guys. So what was the question?
What's the strongest named character that's not human? Gazugul Magorak Thraka.
The Emperor, because he can't be human.
Yeah, technically he was born not... He did well, because then the Primarchs then, right? The Primarchs weren't human then, because they're genetically engineered.
Right, they're genetically engineered from him.
There was no mama. They're just sack babies.
Test tube babies.
Yeah, but like Xenos, Chaos Gods. Right?
Do they count as like beings, or they're just like entities?
Well, they're not human.
True.
That's all he said. Yeah. So Chaos Gods.
Chaos Gods.
Pick your poison. They're all pretty badass. Next question.
This one's by the Dennis. Who do you think would win, an Eldar Psyker or a Vorlon from Babylon 5?
Babylon 5. I've never watched that.
Neither have I. But it sounds intimidating. I thought it was going to be Voltron. But I don't think that's what you mean. So we're going to have to go with the Eldar Psyker.
Mm-hmm. Next question comes from George Soa. Could Konrad Curze ever come back? If so, how?
He just burst through any door and saying, "I'm back, snitches."
Curze is the Raven Guard?
No.
It's the Night Lord? Yeah, he can come back because we don't ever know if he actually died. When the assassin jumped, the feed went dead. So who knows if Konrad Curze was like, yeah, I'm going to let the Emperor kill me and fulfill the prophecy, or I'm going to listen to old boy Sanguinius and destroy the prophecy and see what happens.
He's probably just like in the bleachers somewhere, like hanging like a bat.
Yeah. Next question.
This one's by Bruno Whitman. When can a member of Imperial Guard High Command, for instance, Acadian High Command officer, do when they see a commissar that is losing their mind or being tainted by chaos? Can they just commissar the shit out of them, or can they call in the Inquisition or the Commissariat? Love the show, guys.
So you have to understand that a commissar is self-sufficient, or has been trained since birth to be self-sufficient. So if he sees a threat to the Imperium, a threat to his people, he will execute it himself. He does not care about the Inquisition or calling the Inquisition. He will shoot that thing in the head. Now, if he finds a cult, and he only has 9 bullets, then maybe
9 Colsters are dying.
Well, yeah, but then maybe he'll call the Inquisition. But
yeah.
Other than that, he is bred to kill.
Speaking of bread, where them Olive Garden breadsticks at?
Oh, I thought you had a question about Olive Garden.
Oh no, this is by Bartosz Tomaszewski. I probably butchered that. I'm not angry for the bad pronunciation, thank you. But pierogies are legit.
I don't think I've ever had a pierogi, but I will.
How would the Horus heresy look like if the Emperor didn't ban psychers during the Council of Nicaea? I think that Magnus wouldn't have turned chaos, and then the loyalist side would have been much stronger. Love the channel.
Yeah, I agree with you, because it's kind of the whole thing with prohibition, right? Whenever you stop something,
it becomes more
like mean and bad. Especially because when the Horus heresy happened, they didn't know how to deal with psychers. They didn't know that, the best way to fight psychers is with psychers.
Fight fire with fire.
Yeah, or with nulls.
But blanks.
Yeah, but they didn't know that, which is why the Emperor created the Grey Knights, why he created something like the Inquisition. But yeah, so without the Council of Nicaea, I think the Imperium would have been better off.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like you have a strong weapon in the form of a psyker, and you're like, it's more of a double-bladed sword. Like, yeah, it'll cut through swaths of enemy, but in the wrong hands, it's going to do a lot of damage. So he was too cautious, in my opinion. So I felt like they should have just let him be.
Yep, let it be.
Yeah.
Let it be. Let it be. So this next question is the last question. It comes from Michael Howell. We answer it twice, or we answered one of his questions twice. What is the current year in the imperial calendar? It's the 42nd millennium. I don't really know what day.
Meaning 41 point something. Because their years is like the 32nd year of the 31st millennia. It's like 32.M41 or something like that.
Exactly.
They used to confuse me way back in the day. I'm like, what are they talking about? It's just numbers and letters.
Same here. I am still get confused. But thanks for sending those questions our way. If you guys have more questions for us, just comment down below, guys. We're your friends. We want to answer your questions. Except for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all we got. This is the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
And we will be answering questions in the next one.
Bye.